guys, Joebizz34 back again. I've been pretty busy, but here I am showing off something else I've done recently. It's a little side thing I've been working on. This is a review slash showing a sort of like a custom because I did rework this figure a bit. This is the Sideshow Obi Wan Kenobi. It was done a couple years ago from Episode 4, A New Hope. So it's Old Ben. Always liked this figure, and first I'll give you my thoughts on what I think of the figure right out of the box. I think for Sideshow and for the time, although they're upping their game now, I think for the time it was a great figure, and the sculpt was actually really good. The paint job, not too bad, but not too bad for a flesh human color, human face, but as usual, that could use a little improvement, which I did. But like I said, the figure on a whole was very good, and at the time was a big upgrade from anything before it, like the ones that Hasbro did and stuff. And you could see there's the training flying droid thing there that he uses to train Luke and the Millennium Falcon. So that comes as an accessory, and it comes with the hilt that's unlit, and then it comes with the lightsaber, same handle with with the lightsaber ignited. But I got something to show you there. It's a special treat that also ups the game of this figure. So on a whole, for the time that it came out and for what it was, I would have given it maybe a solid like 7.5, I would say. So what did I do? Basically, the one thing that I noticed is that Obi Wan, Old Ben was a little chubby in the gut area. He had a little bit of a beer belly there, or a little bit of a gut hanging out. So I did fatten it a bit, as you could see. So you could see his stomach, and his chest area are kind of protruding a little more now. So I did, I did beef him up a little bit there, kind of make him a little true to form. Now I think for his size and everything, I think on the Sideshow body he is a little tall. He's a little taller, I think, than he should be. But I left him on the Sideshow body for now. Let me just turn the light on here. Okay, so full force now. Turn that off. Turn this little light off here. Okay, so I think overall he's a little tall. So I know some people have switched, like anything else, they switch the bodies and stuff. So I may eventually switch the body, maybe throw him on a Hot Toys body or some other kind of body, maybe to make him a little slightly shorter. I think he's a tad too tall. But this body's not a bad body, and he's wearing a lot of clothes, so like as far as articulation, it's fine. I did replace the hands. These are actually Hot Toys hands on him that are a little more lifelike, a little more realistic than the Sideshow hands that were on him. So that was the first thing I did. So basically, I kind of beefed him up a little bit in the belly area, replaced his hands, weathered the robe some more. I don't know if you can see, it's like kind of like dust. You can see I used some like Fuller's Earth, like kind of like weathering dust to kind of dust up his clothes a little bit. I mean, for God's sake, he's been on Tatooine for years watching over baby Luke, so of course he'd be a little sandy. So I had a little fun doing that. And of course the face. So let me take the hood off him now so you could see what I did there. Okay, so I don't know how good the camera it could pick up the details. Now, I didn't mess with the eyes. I thought the eyes were actually okay, although I did weather and paint around the eyes, kind of give it a little more life. A little redness around the pupil and stuff like that. Once again, kind of glaze the eyes a little bit to give it a little more lifelike. Let me see if I can get a little better lighting there. Okay, I think that's as good as I'm going to get. Okay, so let me see if I put this little light back on here. Maybe you guys can get a little better detail. Yeah, there we go. It's a little bit. So the skin texture, I gave it a lot more skin tone, like weathering and toning on the skin. I added a lot of flesh color paint in there, some weathering, some red tones, all different typical flesh skin color tones that I added in there to kind of make the skin pop a little more, maybe a little more lifelike. I repainted his hair and beard and his eyebrows, so they're a little more, predominant than they were before. It's a little more of a whitish and, gray area and spots, but mainly white. Can't really get in there. I think next time I do a review like this or show off something I do, I'm going to use the lens that can get a lot closer in, so you can really see the detail. But let's see, this is probably going to flush it out. I'll show you. See if I can move the light a little. Oh, that, look at that. Now that actually less light, you can kind of see more detail. You can see the redness a little more that I added, like, you know, like kind of like just the skin tones, and that completely washes it out. That makes him look like he's severely burned. So there you go. That's pretty good right there. It's less light, but you can kind of see what I did there. So it's a repaint, and I'm very happy with it. I used a lot of different techniques, using different things, oil, you know, different oil crayon type stuff, flesh color paint, acrylic paint, powder. I use a lot of things that I'm experimenting with, and I really kind of like the result. So I'm going to pause this video for a second and show you the next step to what I did, to what I have to improve this figure greatly. Stay tuned. Check it out. So these bad boys, these lightsabers really help bring these figures to life. Look at that. You can see the wires because I'm not really concealing them yet, because this is just to show you guys for now. Once I set it up for display for good, I'll conceal the wires so you don't see them coming out, you know, behind the, you know, within the clothing. But look at that. Look how bright that is. So these are what they call cathode lightsabers, and I have 3 of these. I have one for Vader, which is the red one. I have an Obi Wan. The hilts need to be painted. They're just plain silver right now because they're casted from, I think, the Hasbro ones. So Vader's needs to be painted black, and I need to paint it to detail to make it look more like the, you know, the normal hilt that comes with the, you know, the figure, like something like this. So I have to try to paint it to mimic that. But as you can see, check this out. I mean, this is unbelievable. And this is done by a guy on the Sideshow Freaks forums called Catcaro, Catcaro, I believe his name is. And he's got, starts with a K, K-A-T-K-U-R-U, I think, or something like that. And you know what I'm going to do, once again, just to make sure I give him the right credit and spelling, I'll post it on the end, on the bottom of the screen here if I just spelled it wrong, but I think it's like something like that. But he does, like, I have a third one for my Hot Toys Bespin Luke that I'm going to set up. It's also blue like this one, but it has the appropriate hilts. I got 3 altogether. So there you go. I mean, check these out. These are awesome. And they stand out whether it's in, you know, I mean, with light shining right on them, you could still see them glowing, which is fantastic. The lights off especially, bam, look at that. I mean, that is just freaking awesome. And I'm gonna put the light back on, and as you can see, like I said, even with the lights on, they really stand out. I mean, it's unbelievable. So this really, you know, on top of everything else that I've done to upgrade my Obi Wan, this is definitely the final. Let me see if I can. There we go. Nice. This is definitely the, you know, a nice touch, a nice addition to the figure. It really just brings it to life. I mean, look at that. And I can mimic the, since this is an episode 4 Vader done by Hurricane, I can mimic the infamous battle at the end of part 4. Look at that. Woo! Oh, when last we met, I was the learner. Now I am the master. I know, terrible impression, but you get the point. Look at that. Look at that. Cool. That's cool. That is really cool. I'm geeking out right now. Sorry, guys. So, anyway, that's my reworked Obi Wan Sideshow Kenobi from episode 4. Head sculpt repainted, body reworked a little bit, different hands swapped out with the Hot Toys hands, weathered the robe, and gave him one of these really nifty, cool lightsabers to hold, along with one for Vader. And I'm going to have one for my Bespin Luke, excuse me, way over there. It's very blurry right now, but you can see him in there. I got the Hot Toys version with the battle damage, which I did customize, so I'll show that. You know what maybe I'll do? I'm going to actually get it all done in this video. I might actually just pause this, and I might show you Bespin Luke right now with it, with his, because why not, since we're on the topic, you know? So I'll be right back, actually. Alright, guys. I'm back again. I'm going all out. So I have my my Obi Wan with his saber. I have my Bespin Luke done by Hot Toys, the battle damage version that I reworked, and I showed in a video back when I reviewed the Tusken Raider, and then I reviewed Luke in another video and then showed him again during the Tusken Raider video what I did to rework him. So I'll revisit that real quick in case people didn't see that. And then there's the Sideshow Tamashi C3PO that I had reviewed a while back, but I did a little mod on him, as you can see right there, with the eyes. And anybody who follows the Sideshow forum knows about this mod. You basically take like this color like filters that like movie companies or photo companies have, and you know, if you match up the color and you put it in there, it actually changes it to the right orange glow, orange yellowish glow that's more accurate to the movies. Alright, so let me turn the lights back on so you can kind of see now you can see the lights are kind of more toned down, so it doesn't wash out on camera like it did before. You can actually see the detail. You can see the black grid and the pupils of the eye. So that was one other thing I wanted to share with you. And there's my battle damaged Luke, weathered and reworked a little bit by me, like I showed. I added some gloss varnish to parts of his face to give him more of a sweaty look, along with some weathering to look a little dirtier and a little more battle damaged. Let me see if I can get in there. There you go, see? And his outfit, I dirtied up more, ripped a little more, just made it a little more tense, you know, a little more intense than it already was. I just kind of made it a little more noticeable as far as the battle damage and all that stuff. So like we can see here on the sleeve what I did. I kind of added a little more dirt and weathering there, a little more noticeable in the wound there. And like I said, mainly on his face too, which is a little hard to get on camera right now, especially with the glow of the saber. But you can see that kind of made it a little more sweaty and dirty, basically, you know, after fighting Vader, in the hair too. And now he has his saber. He has his saber as well. So I'm geeking out on Star Wars right here, and this is all my stuff. This C3PO I still consider fantastic, and with the eye correction, the color of the eye correction makes it even, you know, to me, even better. Put a little extra light on there, see if that could get a little of the, look at that. Woohoo! It looks even better in person than it's coming up from camera. But before, if you guys would go back to my original video when I reviewed this, you know, when you lit up the eyes, they were just kind of like a bright white, similar to like the chest light on the Iron Man figures, and it just really washed out on camera. You couldn't see it. So this is definitely true, you know, truer to the film. Put a little less light on it so you can kind of see there. See, I couldn't even get that kind of detail before on camera at all. So now you kind of see it has more of that orangey yellow glow. And a lot of people have done this mod. It's a real simple mod. You just got to unscrew the back of the head, take out the compartment where the batteries are in, get to the eyelid, you put the filter, you know, the film right over where the eyes would be, and then you kind of screw everything back together. And, you know, it's kind of trial and error. You may, you know, I use two filters together to get this color. Some people use different variations, but, you know, that's kind of like what this is kind of what I liked, you know, when all was said and done. So, anyway, that's it to my very long video. I didn't expect it to get this long or show these many things in one video, but what the hey. So I'll be back soon. I should have some time coming up to show more stuff, and I definitely have more stuff to show, and some stuff I'm gonna be getting back into it and working on more things soon. And I am filming this on 4th of July, so for everybody that watches this, happy 4th of July. And I'm off from work today, which is why I had time to do this. Alright guys, till next time, see you guys. Peace out.